Stop recording, checkbox checked.
Alright folks, it's Manamon here with Hypermondival, and...
Hi, it's me! This is my channel now!
Alright, just let me know when you want me to kill him, I'll gladly. But anyway, we're gonna start a series called the Top 5 Strongest Manamon of each type. Where we're just gonna...
This isn't even a series, it's just a video.
No, it's a series. I'm not gonna do it all in one video.
Oh, I thought you would. Why?
If that's the case, I'd rather stream, archive each type. God, you're such an idiot.
Chill! I thought you'd do it in one sitting. That just seems so like you.
No, I mean, like I said, at that point I might as well just freaking archive it. And then upload each type individually so that people don't have to watch the entire fucking stream. God, you're an idiot.
Chill out, would you?
No.
Not that deep.
Shut up.
Chill.
So anyway, we're gonna discuss the top 5 strongest Manamon of each type that I think you should use. That if they're making this list, they're probably pretty good in playthrough too. And B,
both playthrough and
then online, they'll be really good for online
battles.
battles. So we're gonna start with the air type. We're just gonna work our way down the list alphabetically. So prepare for 20 of these kinds of videos.
You can't see this in the background, but I am playing Manamon 2 at the moment, fighting Marcella.
Yeah, and I'm just standing in the Mana Hotel with the game paused.
Oh, rip.
So, yeah, no, so we're gonna start with the air type. Now, honestly, there's not a lot of air types in this game that are, like, really, really good. But I think the 5th strongest air type, well, no, that's actually a tough one, but and this is, like, kind of throwing shade on it, but I do feel like there are better ones, as you'll see later in the video, but the 5th strongest air type is probably Resguard.
Resguard isn't bad. It's not the worst thing in the world.
It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not the best air type. It's a pretty good stone type, though.
What's the best air type move it gets? Like fucking
Stone Storm.
Wind, whatever. Oh, Storm. Stone Storm. Oh,
yeah, and that's the main thing. Like, it doesn't get a lot of good air type moves. It gets a lot of good stone type moves. Not to mention it gets Protect. But even then, as a stone type, it's still not the best, because with Stone Storm being the best thing it gets, the only other things it gets are Boulder Bash and Stone Pyramid, which aren't the best.
That's really not, yeah, no, I look at it, it's not, like, could be better. It could get better earth moves. I mean, air moves.
So that's why I'm only gonna put it, like, there. Now, don't get me wrong, it has a really good ability that will protect it from critical hits. It gets the Stone Body ability, which is annoying if you land critical hits, because then they'll actually be doing less damage than a regular attack. Most of the time, but it's just, all around, it's just not the best. Now, if you want to use it, go ahead, but, especially with the types we'll discuss later on, you'll see this thing can be pretty easily countered.
Pretty much.
Now, though, before we are gonna be on a negative note here at this point, I am gonna talk about some of the advantages it does have, especially for competitive where you can't heal. That is to say, online where you can't heal and stuff. So for one thing, it now has an advantage over Plant and takes neutral damage from it. It's the same thing as fighting.
And it does have Sturdy Stone as a move it can get, so gets more survivability.
Does it?
Sturdy Stone? Yeah, I think it does get Sturdy Stone.
I don't recall it. I mean, I think it might get Protect, but I don't know about Sturdy Stone.
Oh no, yeah, Protect. It does get Protect.
Yeah, it does get that, so I mean, there's that going for it. It's weak to ice, but it also has that advantage over it now. It's still weak to steel, but it can't cover electric either. But I mean, yeah, that removal of the plant and fighting type, now that I think about it, like, weaknesses are probably the only 2 advantages it gets with this typing.
Actually, getting rid of fighting type moves is a really big deal, because a lot of people like using fighting Manamon for some reason. Like Ninjarkin is a really used Manamon, and Ninjarkin is a fighting and shadow. And
yes, it's a fighting and but it can still... Ninjarkin has special powers, so it's still not going to show, really, because special power will just increase the damage of Mighty Shuriken and all of its other special type attacks by 40%.
And this is not taking as much damage as it would, because it's not
From the
Wait,
stone
so
type perspective, no, but it still take a lot of damage because you're also not taking
it's
into
still
account that Ninjarken's
it,
magic attack is really its attack stats in general are really fucking high for some reason.
yeah, it's not taking. At least it won't. Maybe it won't kill him on hit.
That's a big maybe though.
That's a big maybe though, because yeah, Ninjarken is.
I mean,
beast.
Resguard does have over 300 health, so it probably wouldn't, but Ninjarken, as we just said, is a beast, and it will likely be seen, if not on the Shadow type list, the Fighting type list, so be prepared for when those come around. The Fighting type will come first. But anyway, now we'll move on to number 4. And I think the 4th best arrow type is... Well, gee, that's a good one, actually, because I don't really know. Like, damn. 4th best
Oliver.
air type. No, I actually feel like Coliverde is a lot higher than. Like, I think Coliverde's good enough to be top 3, just so I haven't discussed it yet. I guess it would probably be, man, I can't think. Especially since I don't use. I mean, Sacraloon's a tank. I was gonna put it in 3rd. But I guess, what's that? There's one God, I can't think of it. What is it?
You know I scroll through your Manapedia, you know that, right?
I could, but I haven't seen every Manamon, so that's also not the most useful idea.
There's Marsha Gold.
Honestly, I think that one's the best, and we'll get to the why in a bit.
There's always Hatharillion, but Hatharilion's pretty good. It gets a lot of covering, a lot of air moves.
It gets a lot of air, but I mean, like, that's the. It's a good weather type Manamon, and that's the thing. Hatharillion is good for setting weather, and I think that's what that is what I was thinking for the 4th. Yeah, it was. It's good for setting weather, but I mean, if you're not trying to set weather, then the best move it has, because basically all of its air type moves except for fly set weather. The other best move it has is Earthquake, which, don't get me wrong, is still powerful, but then you're also, the only things that this type does for it is neutrality to plant and immunity to electric. Otherwise, everything else, it just adds.
There's 2 weaknesses that I know, because a lot of people run these types. It's weak to ice.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people run? Do you know how many people run an Artana or a Decised? There are so many people who run that, or a Palisades. There are so many people who run those 3. It's
honestly
crazy.
Like, at that point, even a neutral, an attack where part of it is like not very effective, as long as it's part ice, will still get through and literally do a massive amount of damage.
Yeah, that's the real only issue with Hatharillion. If the ice types weren't, it's because ice types are really used. Like tell me, how many people do you see walking around with a Decisive and an Artana, like in like online battles?
I mean, actually, of all the people I've battled, not that many, but
of all the playthroughs I've seen, there's always
playthroughs. Yes, there's always an ice type, because those are, even in Manamon 1, those were essential to beating the game, because they were just so good type-wise, especially for the main boss fight.
I mean, not really. You could just like go do it anyways, even without an ice type. I mean, it'd be way harder, but you can still do it.
That's why they were so crucial, is because of how easily they would help. Otherwise, you'd be forced to rely on a weak thing like Mondevol or the weak attacks of Solar in 1.
Oh, Solar! Oh my god, Solar was funny.
It's still one of the best stone types in my opinion, though.
I'm gonna put Maya Neko as the best holy type in the game.
Shut up. We're not there yet. Let's stop going off topic on those. And thus, the Manamon secondary type was that. Speaking of which, the 3rd best in my opinion. I was really thinking hard about that, the way I was balancing things out in my head. But, so the 3rd best type is Coliverde. And the reason why I say this is especially for playthrough, not only do you get it relatively early, and even though it transforms at level 30, you get Doving pretty early at level 5. Like, you can get it at level 5 as soon as you get your taming license and your mana nets in Manamon 2. Sure, it may not start off looking that great, especially since up until level 20, I think it is, when it transforms, it only has Peck as its best air type move.
But it gets some pretty good air moves.
But it gets Wing Slash, it gets Dive Bomb, so if you were to give Dive Bomb, if you were to give it like a Speed Anklet, that move's damage increases, I think, by 50%? Yeah, and that already has 55 effect points, so that's already a really good air-type move right there. It gets Fury Power, and this is huge, actually, because this allows it to hit Stone types, Ice types, Steel types, basically a good amount of stuff that it was weak to, it can now hit
it can now smack.
And it has a really good physical attack. Now, its best move is also its biggest enemy, in my opinion, in Suicide Dive.
Suicide Dive, yeah, it has really high effect points,
but it has backlash.
Really high backlash.
It has 33% backlash. But outside of that, this thing is actually really good.
Yeah, just don't mind the low health. It's just don't mind the low health, okay?
I mean, if you have to, just put 240 into health and TP and you'll be fine.
Yeah, true, but like still, it doesn't have very high health.
Okay, and then next, number 2 is Sacralune.
Sacralune is a tank. Let's just put it that.
It's a tank. It has Divine Barrier. It has Divine Protection. It doesn't really get a lot of good air type moves, so honestly, it's a better Holy type than it is an air type. But it's that secondary typing that allows it to be really defensive. That makes it a good air type, because then you can just have the damage of a lot of the moves that it's weak to.
Because of you, I haven't beat Marcilla yet. I'm just stuck. I'm literally just camping out here in the snowstorm that Reskimo just cast.
Well, that's unfortunate for you. And then, so I mean, like, that's all I really have to say about Sacralune. And now, on to number 1. And that, my dear friends, is Marshall. Now, honestly, I've never used one in playthrough, but if you're subscribed to the audio game club for blind gamers everywhere, you've seen Toby use Marshall in his Manamon 1 playthrough. Now, it's unfortunate you can't get it unless you're trading too, but, yeah.
Or cheating.
Or cheating too, but, that just take even longer, it's faster to trade. But, yeah, no, it's pretty good. It gets strong moves like Cyclone Claw. It also gets Fly.
Cyclone Claw is really good. It's so funny. That move is funny.
I like that. It has a funny sound.
Yeah, bow bow. It's a funny sound.
Honestly, it just sounds like someone's being poked over and over.
No, I love when. So it's funny. It's way funnier when an Eternity Angel counter uses it, because then it's just really. I don't know why. Just that Eternity Angel counter just makes it 100 times funnier for me. I don't know why.
But it also gets Fly, which is really good if you're fighting. If this is your last thing and you just want to make your opponents in battle. If you just want to make your opponent's life killing this thing a hell, just spam Fly, and at least you'll get to live 1 extra turn. Even if it doesn't achieve you much. I know it gets Batter Branch early on, but that's not great. It does get Berserk Branch though. So if you have trouble hitting things, you can try that instead. I mean, that will help you cover stone types.
That and water.
And water. Well, I mean, water doesn't really matter. But, I mean, if you wanted to hit them with super effective, yeah. Of course, the only diss to Berserk Branch is that can backfire on you.
Because remember, Manamon going Berserk, just use the strongest move outright. Just go Stone Storm and just die.
They don't use the strongest move outright, they just, it's just that even if your opponent ran out of usage points on a move, they can still use that move while Berserk.
Yeah, I'll still always remember that White Lance thing.
He's talking about a thing. Wait, how did it happen? What were we fighting each other with?
I don't even remember. All I know is that I somehow made one of your Mons Berserk, and they used White Lance.
Oh, I think I was fighting you using a Dagital, wasn't I? No, it wasn't Dagital. No, it was something else. I think it's probably... Was it? I don't remember,
I don't
but
remember. All I know, I think I was using my rhodium or my Hathorilian. I don't remember my cheated Hathorilian, my cheated rhodium. But yeah,
yeah.
I used Bizarre Illusion, and I didn't know that it did that. So when I used my lance, my rhodium died. I was like, no, I was this close.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be the only disc, but otherwise, Marshall can easily help you get through the game. I mean, especially like in one where it can probably like I'm pretty sure there's a gym that or a stadium that it can single-handedly take out on its own. I just don't remember off the top of my head which one it is. Probably the holy type one because that's where you see the most fighting types.
Plant 1 and 2, it can take out the plant 1
It
and
can
2.
take out the plant one, and I mean, if you were able to get it enough, and that's another thing with like Olivert is that it can take out the 2 of the first 3 stadiums on its own.
Same with Marshall. Same with a lot of these.
Yeah,
they can just take out the first, like all these types, all these air types. They can just take out the first 2 stadiums.
well, except for
I mean,
Sakurin,
that's
because its strongest air type is Peck. Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, it does get Wing Slash. I forgot about that. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
so
it
it does get
does.
some pretty strong flying type. The thing, air type, it's just a better holy type though.
but the only way you get a Hathorilian that early in the game is if somehow a friend cheated you one and they gave you a cheated breeded one, or if they decided to give you their level 70 one and just ignoring you over and over again.
It's not like Skeeter could ever kill that.
Not really. Skeeter's too weak to kill a little Hathorilian.
To be fair, neither could Brooklyn.
I mean, Ogba couldn't kill his own creation anyway. All he could do is command it, but even then it wouldn't work. It's already mine.
No, I said Brooklyn.
Huh?
Stadium was at Brooklyn. She couldn't kill it
Oh,
either.
you couldn't kill it.
Freaking Tiplish, but... so yeah, that'll cover the air types. And so I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna get this uploaded, and we'll go straight into the next one, which is the dragon type, I believe. No, it's not the dragon type. Yeah, it is the dragon type.
Ooh, dragon type's gonna be fun. There's a lot of good dragon types.
There is. No, it's not gonna be as dominated by mythicals as you think, though, because I honestly think that only half of them are worthy of the list. So
No,
anyway.
probably Rhodium's gonna be one of them.
So anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and you're not already. But I mean, otherwise.
Is that a Tarboo?
Otherwise, yeah, this is
Stop recording, checkbox checked.
Manamon Tamer saying catch you later.